What's up, What's up, connectors? Happy Monday. Today is Memorial Day. For all you guys who have served, I never served, but my parents did. Happy Memorial Day. Hope you guys enjoying your day. And if you guys are out there working, hey man, this is this is what they fight for, our freedom. So anyway, Nate Calhoun. Great video, bro. Just to let you know, man, I do be watching your videos. I do comment, here and there, but I do be watching. I'm not one of those guys that sit back and watch and pretend I don't watch. So I did watch one of Nate's videos this morning, the one that he did this morning. Great video, great perspective. And this is one thing I love about these groups, and I wish more people would start participating just to see how different people think and how different people operate. But guys, I'm gonna give you a little story about Courtney Lee. So Nate in his video was saying that, especially to the new cleaners, is don't take on payments. And I will say, guys, there is no right or wrong way. You just gotta make the best choice for yourself. But when it comes to making choices, all right, I remember when I got my first business payment, it was my Boxer 318. And I remember I don't know if I ever shared this story with you guys. I went to John Dunn, and I remember I sat down with a guy named John, and I told him that, guys, I'm very big in manifestation, meditating, praying, and I just kept having these vivid dreams about a truck mount. I don't know if you guys ever had that dream where it's like it's there, but it's not there, and it's hard to explain. So this was just basically my signs telling me that this truck mount was going to come into my life, because I really knew deep down that that truck mount, that particular tool, would change the whole dynamics of my business and my life. But at the time, guys, I had about $1,500 in my account. 15, not 15,000, $1,500. $100 bills, all right? And I remember I went to John Dunn, and I, told this guy, I want this truck mount, and they had a used Boxer 318 on display at John Dunn in Atlanta for, I think it was like $9,000. And I remember when I was, talking to the guy, the finance or whoever he was, he, had me fill out an application, but he made me get discouraged, because he was like, well, if you got bad credit, you're going to need at least half down. And I'm like, why would I need half down, for some, so it just wasn't adding up, but I got discouraged. So I still filled out my application. And back then there was a company called Hathaway Capital, which is owned by, or was owned, well, I think they still operate, they just don't deal with small business. But Warren Buffett, shout out to Warren Buffett, all right? So he, I gave him my application, and about 3-4 days went by. I didn't hear anything. Something told me, and I started getting discouraged. I started getting, having these negative thoughts. I'm like, well, how am I going to get this truck mount that I keep seeing in my dreams, I keep thinking about, but I only got $1,500, right? And something told me, my Lord and Savior, something told me to call Hathaway Capital myself. And I did. And don't you know, that dude at John Dunn never submitted my application? They said, Courtney, or, we have no record of an application coming through with your name on it, or even your company name. So the lady said, I tell you what, I'm going to fax you an application, and you fill it out. And I'm gonna tell you, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I poured my heart and soul into this lady. I told her, I said, listen, I don't have a lot of money, but I know if I get this truck mount, it would change my life. I just know it. And I just really need this truck mount. I told her, and this is a part of my testimony, I said, I'm willing to give you my whole $1,500 just to get this truck mount. She said, okay. She said, well, just fill out the application, and then once we, review it, we'll get back with you. Guys, don't you know, I filled out the application, immediately faxed it back to her. Don't you know, she called me back the next day. The next day, check this out, guys. This is one of the best stories of my life. She said, Mr. Lee, got some good news. I said, well, okay. She said, we can get you in that box of 318 with $500 down. And this is the best part, a brand new one. Not even the used one that was at John Dunn, a brand new one. And guys, man, when I tell you, like, there is no feeling I can explain how good it just felt, man. The point I'm trying to make, and going back to what Nate was saying, with new entrepreneurs or just people in general, a lot of people like to play it safe, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. One thing about Courtney Lee, I don't like to play it safe all the time. Most of the time, I'm a risk taker. I'm willing to give up my last if I have to, because I'm gonna tell you the reason why. You know, when we talk about money, sometimes people think like this is their last. Like once they lose this, they're not going to get it back. There's no way I can get this money back. And guys, I cannot tell you how many times I have lost it. I have gambled it. It has worked out in my favor. It hasn't worked out in my favor. I've been scammed. I shared my story with you guys. One of my students, Maurice, he told me, not Maurice, Fernando. He told me yesterday in one of our coaching calls, he said, Courtney, one thing I really appreciate about you, you're so transparent. You share the good and the bad, you know, and guys, that's just reality. And one of my students was telling me, they said, one thing we love about these coaching sessions is that we realize that we're not the only one. And this is why it's so good to share, you know, your experience with other people, because it lets other people know that they're not alone. Sometimes you can be so enclosed in your own problems. You think you're the only one dealing with these problems, and you're not, right? And Fernando, you know, one of my students is trained. They told me that yesterday on our coaching call. And guys, I will say, like, you know, I got scammed. Yeah. I think about 2 years ago, I shared this story with Cleaners Connect. I got scammed out of I never forget, $24,910 out of Wells Fargo. I never forget that day. Me and Scobie was out doing a job. I got this spoof call, and it just changed my whole day. All right, guys, that would have really affected a lot of people, you know, because that was nowhere near my last, but almost $25,000 is a lot of money. And to this day, I've never gotten that money back from Wells Fargo. I have moved on. Some of my colleagues, you know, Chad, my buddy Reggie, they're like, Courtney, because after 2 weeks, you know, these guys are asking me like, Courtney, you smiling, and you ain't like, you ain't let this get you down. I said it got me down for a few days, but after a few days, life goes on, because I'm going to get that money back, and I'm not the first person, because I started doing research, okay? And the first 2 nights was hard because, you know, and then after, you know, the submitting applications and, you know, these so-called investigation. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I truly believe, because Wells Fargo, I was with Wells Fargo since that was like the first bank I had ever been with since I was 18, when they used to be Wachovia, right? And after doing research, I truly believe it's an inside job, because the way the whole thing played out, and reading other people's stories and seeing other people's videos, I truly believe that that whole scam, that whole spoof, when they call from the exact same number as Wells Fargo, it comes up as Wells Fargo. They have access to your account. All they need is a code, right? And you give them that code, and it will literally just change your life. Because I've seen some people, man, they took all of their money. So to me, that was a blessing for me that they didn't take all my money. But they took a nice chunk. You know, $24,000 is a lot of it's a lot of money. Okay, just go away. I could have did if I would have rather just gave that money away than, you know, than being scammed out of it. But that's the thing, guys, is that, man, you know, we're all different, and some people like to play it safe. Me, I'm the guy. This is just me. I'm the guy that's going to tell you to take the chance, to make the risk. Okay, because sometimes I'm telling you guys is that when you do things that when you're not comfortable doing it, that's like it sometimes it plays out so much in your favor once you get over that fear. And then when it comes to money, because this is what these subjects usually revolve around, is money. Guys, money is printed every fucking day. Money is out here every day. While I'm sitting here doing this video, there's money being produced right now. People are making $100,000 transactions, $1 million transactions, $200 transactions. Somebody on the corner selling dope. Some of you guys out cleaning. People about to give you money. Money don't stop. You see what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like, why am I going to let something that is being produced every single day that's infinite, like numbers is infinite, it don't stop, hold me back, from making a risk, taking a chance? And I just wanted to share that story with you guys when it came to my truck mount. I was willing to give my whole $1,500 to my name. I was willing to give it up. And it played out in my favor. Well, I only had to give up maybe 35% of it, so I still had $1,000 left. But that taking that risk changed, and getting that truck mount, guys, it changed my whole life. Yeah, I mean, it literally, that truck mount, a lot of people might think it's hard to believe, but pushing a portable for 5 years. And when I got that truck mount, and I tell people this to this day, I don't feel, I have nothing to lie about, I got more repeats and more referrals that 1 year, my first year with my truck mount, than 5 years with a portable. And that's just the power of perception. So anyway, guys, I just want to share that with you. Again, Nate Calhoun, great video. All right. Remember, guys, I don't take these videos personal. You guys can mention my name in your videos, and your, loans is, business, and we're just, these debates. That's fine. We just don't get, the long we don't get disrespectful and, that's why one thing I love about this group, man. We can debate, we can agree to disagree, and we can still shake hands and be professionals at the end of the day. All right, guys, enjoy your Memorial Day. Going to be eating some leftover barbecue. Go ahead and say it, Chad. Chad say, you'll never say Bobby. Hold on. He say, I say, I guess he say I pronounce it barbecue, like Bobby Brown, but barbecue. All right, so guys, enjoy you some barbecue today. All right, guys, see you in the next one.